we're gonna talk about the most sickening thing of all time. No, it's cool. Parents are cool. Oh my god, these motherfuckers! Everyone's greatest nightmare. Potentially, my parents just had me because it's trendy. It's so trendy. And don't worry, they threw a few pebbles at me of like, yeah, you can extend our generation into the future. And it's like, no, I'm still suffering. You still haven't fucking grown me to full maturity. I still haven't fucking ripped you into pieces. You know? I still have to eat something. Cannibalize their fucking abuse. And maybe them alongside with it, because it's questionable at this point. If there isn't some greater conspiracy of why my life sucks, you know, the root of all evil, of why my game looks like this, you know, I pick up all the scraps. I craft my own weapons, basically. I walk alone. I don't like having companions. This is how my game looks like. I don't know what kind of fucking parents you have to do this. This sounds like privileged kids game. Do sports? People don't exist, bro. Only ghouls exist. Women don't exist. Bro, it's fucking wastelands. That's how I see life, and cool. Capitalism, individuality. Everyone can see life in a different way, and we might want to start respecting that because that's completely true. You know, one person's reality is completely different from another person's reality. While someone is picking up basically fucking tons and tons of money, or a chance to get a tons of money, basically some kind of survival game, Nepo baby survival game, I'm just picking up skills. I will never be rich. There's no reason to be rich. If I was rich, I was, you know, still lonely in the middle of fucking nowhere. And potentially be attractive to more ghouls and bandits. So why the fuck would I want to be rich? I'm just here to pick up as many skills as I possibly can. And maybe according to my skill level, I can like own more things and still be confident that I can keep those things. You know, I can build myself a cool little outpost shelter and defend it from idiots, basically, who don't understand, who live in their own fucking universe, and these people just fucking rushing in, and it's like, hey, dude, you have my balls. No, I don't fucking have your balls. And I shoot them in the balls. So none of us have your balls. That's the difference when you have good parents versus bad parents. Bad parents, welcome to the fucking wasteland. Still a cool game, you know? Can't complain, you know, life is life. You pick up whatever the fuck life gives you. And I'll talk about it right now. I'll talk some aspects of my life where parents come in and do fucking nothing. Nothing substantial whatsoever. Yes, I gain some experience while they do the nothing, but at the same time, none of it, this is good experience, none of it leads to anything. It just flops, and I have to, like, run away certain situations, or just, like, try to fucking cool off the noise that just happened, and realize that my parents are worse than I thought every single time. And, well, as much as capitalism loves to promote this, a savior does not come to one's life, okay? A parent will never show up and be like, hey, I want to be your parent. Never. I don't know how fucking lucky you have to be, but even like Mr. Beast lottery or just getting money in general for free, that shit will never happen. Okay, and even if it happens, it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't flip the fucking cartridge of the game you are playing, of the vibes you are stuck with. The only time you can get like remotely close, maybe you marry someone, maybe you get a girlfriend, but again, uh, those are mysterious circumstances where none of the good stuff exists and women don't exist, so what's the fucking point, right, of hoping? Well, you do get hope. You do get the sun every morning. Some women are trying to exist very like they put a lot of effort. It's hard for them, okay? It's a difficult game for them to play as well, to kind of project the sun, project the hope, show up every morning basically, to light up my world, because in darkness it would just be completely pointless. What am I even fighting for if nothing grows, if nothing is visible, if when a bandit comes I can't even see the damn dude basically. Now let's construct a real life matrix, because it's not useful to just pick up Fallout 3 or whatever and completely parallel say that that's my life. That's not exactly what's going on. I'll try to construct some kind of timeline. There's me in UK, I believe 20, maybe 23 years old to 27, something like that. I was definitely 24 at some point. Actually, scratch that. Maybe it's 22 and 26. UK period. Period where I got to know my dad better, but instead of getting to know my dad, I just still fucking hated him just a little bit more. He knows how to travel, he knows how to jump into a fucking moving vehicle that moves from one location to the other. He can find it. Congratulations. And that's kind of it. We were almost on the edge of not succeeding, but he digs out a friend that immediately digs out a space for us. You know, people were just nice enough where we didn't have to fucking sleep in the streets or some bullshit like that. 'Cause that would be absolutely disturbing. I didn't have to spend a single night in the streets. Not a single night. And it's not because my dad was fucking on top of the world. He just relied on, decent people. So, great, great. I was scraping the bottom. That's what my dad is capable of doing. He's capable of doing just that one thing. And then his friend was able to immediately make things a lot better. But it wasn't him contributing whatsoever. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Even like sleeping in the same room with him, it was impossible. Apparently my keyboard was too fucking loud, and he got mad. And he got mad to the point where he destroyed my laptop. He was a destructive fucking force. And basically, at some point, I was trying to not have anything to do with him at this, but he continued trying to destroy the shit out of me, bro. Not intentionally, but like for fuck's sake, it was always edging towards a conflict. It was never really too calm. But he's an introvert. He's never gonna get out of his way to get mad at me. He's gonna maybe get upset on something that doesn't work out for him. Maybe he's like a selfishly introverted, right? Like if something fucking clicks that he doesn't understand, he doesn't want to fucking accept it, that things are the way they are. Basically, it's just like the way you treat him. So like, if the keyboard is too loud, then another thing is like, oh, I had to wait for my phone for too long. I was like, still dealing with my bank. I don't know what kind of problems I had with my bank. I always supposed to have problems, but bro fucking sat on me basically. And I had to call police. Of like, man, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. What is he fucking waiting for? What kind of magic trick do I have to fucking perform to him just because he's frustrated? Like, what the fuck is going on? Bro pretends to give me money, and it's like as if I'm some kind of stranger to him. He's trying to dig out through frustration to get me to do things faster or return the money. It's like, what is going on? I'm doing your thing. It just takes one more week, perhaps, or whatever. It's just like so crazy to me. And when he destroyed my laptop, the court decided to, take money from him and give it to me. But the payments are kind of fucking lame, payments come in checks, and I just didn't fucking care about the money. I didn't care. I'm just like, I'm going to a job, I get my money, and I move on. And in a way, I just like literally set my dad's money on fire. It's negligence, right? But I don't have good parents to tell me that, to give me advice. How much money did I lost is a good indication of how much damage the bro fucking did to us, basically, because we're family members. If he loses money, if he destroys something, we both lose money. And technically, it's direct damage as well. I had to buy 2 more laptops, basically, to bring myself back to speed of doing whatever I was doing. Because I bought a cheap laptop and it was like good enough, but I wanted to upgrade. Anyways, so it's like double damage. It's like 11,000 damage. But it doesn't stop there, I had to move out of the room potentially a little bit too early. A little bit too much of a conflict occurred in that sense. So I can give myself, man, this fucking sucks, man. The gym sucks so much. Again, I have to craft my own weapons. Because this fucking sucks. Alright, this is the size of the phone I actually have to use. There's no presets, nothing. Until I craft my own thing. And I'm already busy with just so many other things. It's not gonna happen until next year. Anyways. I don't know, he destroys my headphones, some other additional stuff. So I move out, we still like, connected, it's like whatever. And again, because of my own negligence, but it's a 50-50, like you have to give me good advice. You have to give a fuck about all of this, right? Some of these checks don't get cashed out fast enough, and it's just like completely obsolete at some point. The money basically disappears. There was potentially like tax returns that I could have went through, and that also matters. And it's like, fine, like, you might get a cut of this if you boost my courage to do things and to actually care about money. Like, that requires courage, because I don't care about this like number going up. It has no moral value. I don't have magical courage to protect my laptop, dig it out and just like move on before it gets destroyed. I have no idea, bro. So he's a destructive force in my life, just constantly cranking up that thing. That one of the biggest pieces of damage that will start now shocking you, because it's a lot of money, right? And he asked even for more. So now we're talking this, and we're talking pounds. We're talking some serious money. Not even euros. We're talking serious fucking money, bro. So all of this still has a fucking 1.33 multiplier, basically. Or 3.4. So that's nice, right? That's pretty nice. Obviously, there's some good things, I guess. I had experiences until I started losing my fucking mind, because I lose job after job because my hygiene is fucking ass. My hygiene is ass. I would say my hygiene being ass is pretty serious stuff. Alright, it's something that my dad would be able to fucking install into me, because that's the only thing that NPCs fucking care about. And I just comfortably can say it's $1,000 cost, if not more, of damages to my life and my esteem. And God knows, man, God fucking knows how much it slows me down, right? But basically, my dad definitely did enough damage. Like, even when I was growing up, he was just like selling an apartment for cheap to some fucking bitches, basically. I don't know. I don't know what happens, but that shakes me, bro. That shakes me to the core of just like how evil this person is. So when I remember my dad, I remember, you know, he's able to connect me with a better person. He's able to travel, but he doesn't have enough nerves to not destroy my laptop. I mean, he's still able to like go to work and stuff. This is like the metric of evil and the metric of good. So we'll see. We'll be judging my dad and my mom. All right. In a way, not the opposite attracts, but same power level attracts. My mom should be very much the same type of person. So, drinker, smoker, again, destroyed my laptop, loses temper too fast, doesn't give me crucial advice, gets fucking scammed easily. How cool is that? Divorce much? Yeah. Don't worry, my mom cranks up basically the same amount of money as damages all the time. She buys lottery tickets. You can imagine that's already like $200. Like, belief in lottery is the very self-destructive behavior, very NPC behavior. You understand, having NPC parents is a fucking nightmare. Especially if they're just like secretly also evil. They didn't just split up, they're also just like evil at the same time. You know, they had me, and it's like, well, it's gonna be very difficult to be double evil, so why not we just like bounce me around? Alright, so I'm gonna give myself a golden dot. Why don't we just bounce me around back and forth? Right? It kind of felt like it, but not really. I wouldn't be able to spend much time with my dad anyways. So they bounced me, well, 2 times. 2 bounces. I never really had a dad growing up, which is also awesome, right? It's a big deal. But even if I had one, I still wouldn't actually have one, so what doesn't fucking matter, right? And he also was probably fighting with my mom and was just not useful in any significant way. He's still like a honorable person, still didn't do anything too crazy, but that's about it. And is completely self-centered, so he doesn't see that I might have problems. And if he could see it, maybe I would be like more generous towards him, like, obviously. He wants more stuff from me. He comes back and it's just like this selfishness just is haunting at this point. At this point, I would say like he owes me more because now that I'm back home, he still wants to fucking get free rent, basically. And 1,000 is a fucking low ball of how much drama I had to go through to just have him around. It's fucking mental, dude. I didn't have much problems with his friends. His friend seems to be on a zero basis. Was able to keep up with being nice till the very end. It's almost like he had cancer and I had to leave UK. You know, like we had to fucking finish this. I was holding on to an old man. An old man was holding on to his life. We were not using my dad in any positive manner. Okay? He was just some guy that existed nearby that we could fucking recruit to be a friend anytime we wanted. Not that fucking deep. The old man retired, potentially got cancer simply because he's not working anymore. Doesn't have to do shit. He was smoking anyways. Couldn't stop himself, so he fucking deserved that. Deserved a reason to die. You know, it's not me deciding it. It's the God. It's your own body. Letting you know. And he jumped into the pool of fucking doctors, basically. So again, there was like a cool dude that my friend, my dad was connected to. Cool old man. Will be missed. Kind of reminds me of Farage a little bit. I don't know. 20% Farage to me, if you ask. I hope Farage is as nice to UK as the old man was nice to me. Just so nobody goes fucking homeless for too long, at least. That people get saved from the massacre that's happening right now. And luckily, well, it was my decision, not my dad's decision. I was going away. Like, from UK. It wasn't my dad's decision, even though my dad saw, like, the conditions my mom was living in. And it wasn't, like, too bad, so I thought it was fine when I came here. I thought it was pretty fine. Pretty manageable. But my mom has her own demons, and they also deal the same amount of fucking crazy damage. You know, I'm still just a survivor. And people, like, maybe some people know me. There's one guy, all right? One guy in my little town that I'm still grateful for, and maybe I, you know, was a little bit pissed on him at some point because he has shitty friends. Our like interlink connections are pretty terrible, but he's a fine person. So even though I put a link to my mom, my mom belongs in a town, okay? I'm at home. So this guy is linked more to the location, right? And it's very similar case here. The old man just happens to speak the same language, happens to be in that location, happens to be nice. And that's what it takes, you know, like it takes to connect to the nice person to feel that your life gets immediately boosted. Immediately better than when you're dealing with fucking shitty people. Alright? And potentially when you're dealing with very shitty people, your life gets so much worse. Like, my neighbor's fucking tearing me apart with all this noise. Like, I had to put some crazy defenses. Like, I'm surrounded with crazy amount of efforts that I put in to at least reduce noise. I don't know, 25%, 50% maybe. I wasn't even really noticing noise, but I was noticing my mom being noisy. And my mom, with just noise alone, was able to accumulate at least 3 points of just no, evil, bro. I think my dad's saga is just like over. It was pretty intense. Like, I was outside of my comfort zone, going into work for once, like living a normal life, but obviously the jobs I'm taking are kind of trash. my hygiene is trash, so I won't be able to hold on very long, and it falls apart. I would have been able to hang on a little bit longer and especially if I had the ultimate strategy, bro. If I truly knew what I was doing, and if I wasn't robbed by my fucking dad at this point, and his stupid scam that he gotten into, he gets a fucking email basically. He pretends to be talking to a woman that needs cash to come in basically, and obviously internet wants your money more than it wants to actually deliver you some kind of reward for giving the internet money. No, just money comes first and you get nothing. That's how it works on the internet. It's just scam. And it's fucking in a purest form. You get nothing in return. Okay? He got himself into that shit and I gave him money like it's crazy. Even though I didn't get all the details, I knew if it was just like email, if he wasn't actually doing anything. I gave him a little bit of confidence, but I literally didn't know that he was that stupid. Every single time he just fucking surprises me, you know? So my mom is a noisy person, and not only that, her mom is also a noisy person. And I had to, and in my life there was a segment of the double mom treatment, basically. Where it's like it came back, the evil came back, or the evil doubled, or it's like, wow, that's the source of evil. And it's like, shit, now we're talking about injuries. I got injured, basically. And there was just so many just bad interactions. I don't know, it was kind of long. I think by the time I was 18, it was over. Maybe I was like 17, and then 14. My grandma was fucking crazy, okay? And I was still young enough to not take too much damage from her existence. It was fine. And she died eventually, so good riddance, you know? But then at the similar time, I was going into orphanage. That's a very interesting thing. I was becoming 18. I call it dark side, but let's just put an O in there. Yeah, my mom wouldn't even be able to feed me at some point, so like orphanage was just like a way to get away from financial struggle. You know, someone got to pay for all this food that I didn't fucking eat, all this malnutrition, and all this fear that accumulated as a result of like being on the edge of like, man, this might be an extra tough. I never reached rock bottom. Luckily, I was fine. But I was always threatened by the rock bottom. Every single time. But there's these like new segments introduced, like there was rock bottom, like luring around every corner. There were spikes visible, basically. All right. In terms of Fallout 3, if you go in the wrong place, there's a death claw waiting, basically. So that's what I'm talking about. Suicidal thoughts were in my head eventually. Like my mental conditions were like the worst in this period. In fact, they were so bad that at this point I have to give my dad another thing of like, he's kind of able to keep me alive, but it's like, it just means nothing. You know, it means nothing. eventually we scrambled some amount of cash, and I moved out, and it was a very good decision. It was perfect. Also, my mom is fucking useless for the most part. She was working, and it's cool what she was doing, right? Even though she was just a cleaner, but it's cool. She held a job for a very long time. Like, I grew up again avoiding this rock bottom. Nobody fired her, so she did a good enough job, right? She did the mom things in general. But the funny thing is, it broke limits very quickly, very often. She broke limits of like invading my privacy with fucking let me do this treatment, that treatment, let me throw you to a doctor, this way, that way. Basically, she was fucking taking authority, and it's like, wow, she has no idea what she's doing most of the time. Just listening to other authorities, and other authorities are just like, eventually I realized they just give you medication, they give you something that is worth nothing, right? They don't have any solutions either, and it fucking sucks. So you can see, there's not a lot of good stuff, I have to say. Like, they collectively have like accumulated wealth. It's not gone, it didn't evaporate. Again, it's scraps. It's the world for me to slowly untangle and make use of. Since I don't have friends, it's not really quick progress or process. I don't know what to do with most of the stuff that I have, you know? Even though like suicidal thoughts came to me at the same time, my mom did a miracle move, which is contact me basically. Contact me twice. The first time it didn't really work out, but like the second time, it's just like she connected to my soul somehow and got me out of this mess. But when I came back, I realized she had lots and lots and lots of demons. And lots. Some demon even got, no, 2 demons got me in trouble. 2 of them, maybe even 3, it's hard to tell. But 2 of them got me in trouble too. So, here comes the damages. I think I lost the same 1.5. The scam was that she allowed a terrible man in her home, basically. Related to some terrible man, and the broski found money on the table, just took it, never showed up ever again. It's a scary man, but respectably never showed up, so good for him, you know? No, it's good for me, because I don't want to deal with a person like that no more. But then there was the ultimate accident that put me into 1 year treatment, you know, for mental problems. The only mental problems is that I don't fucking know how to deal with parents like that, you know? Get bombarded by additional demons asking for money. Old woman just kind of tripped, fell, broke her leg, and I'm like, wow, you can break a leg just like that? Just by accident? Because I didn't do shit. I tried to fucking push her out, and she tripped, fell, and broke her leg, and shit, now I am the fucking super villain. Alright? Oops. An oopsie is equal a super villain. I thought I was defending myself, but whatever. Whatever, dude. I didn't even show up in court because court didn't show up in my fucking hands, didn't invite me. So I wasn't even defending myself. Which is funny, you know, like the system itself, every single time making clown noises doesn't really help, you know? It just reminds me the fucking Nepo privilege people have. They just don't understand. They don't understand. I hear clown noises because system, when you ask system for help, you just get clown noises. But most people don't need help. And they're flexing of all these cool things they have, right? And it's surprising to me that they still don't need help to this very day. Nothing bad happens to them. You know, it's fucking weird. Like, imagine me balancing my life when my parents fucking this bad. I had to clean that shit up. You know, I had to avoid it. I had to understand the reality of this. This fucking scammed me, and like our family got robbed by itself, by its just bad decisions. You know? Did I mention that my dad drinks and smokes? So it's the same as fucking lottery, basically. It's the same as lottery. You could give me more money, right? You can be more generous, but instead you're smoking, drinking, you don't give a fuck about nothing. In fact, that just dealt more damage to me. Also, he cut the cord to my internet cable just to fucking drag me into UK. That was fucking weird. You know, police was called in, and we kind of just like escaped. You know, it's like, ah, fuck it, let's escape this country. Let's lose the heat. You know, actually, when I was escaping, that's when the double mom event ended. She died in that particular moment. There was like at least 1 year, or no, maybe a few months when she was in hospital, but technically it lasted somewhat significantly. I'm not exactly sure then. Not exactly sure how long. We can calculate. So 2019 was when I came back home. Solid. 10 years ago. So it must be like this. And there's funny thing about number 24. It's funny. There was another like little period in there. From orphanage into, let's say, community college. I believe that's what it's called. That's the level. It's a pretty weird one. It's something Mr. Beast mentioned of like, oh, community college, and it sounds different every single time. Like coming from American, it sounds different when he says it. Like going bankrupt, it sounds different. Like, aren't you still wealthy because you're American? They probably are, but it's still a struggle. You know, it's still their level struggle. I do think Mr. Beast also had a little bit of face with spikes on the ground. He saw rock bottom just a little bit, but past that, he just kind of like ended his relationship with it successfully. Now, I'm not saying I did the best job, and some of these I popped in terrible ways, but that doesn't mean there was a second chance. It still disappeared. The problems are gone, and they know I did the best I can because I barely understand this fucking reality without them able to coach me on anything in particular. You know, I just got the raw experience. Most people's parents are busy, but like we're talking about financial. We're translating this to financial damages. This is not a lot. This is something Mr. Beast fucking brags when he opens a briefcase of $10,000, right? Wow. You actually better than my dad. You covered my dad's damages, basically. The amount of damage my mom does is very significant. Like, she doesn't just buy lottery tickets, she eats more than a usual person. Alright, and that sometimes is a burden. In a way, we could have, like, bought a lawnmower, but instead she buys the services. It's some money we could have saved. And my dad could have fucking coached me on that one a little bit more. But nope. I would say the demons she was flirting with, they did some extra damages. They collect their fucking tolls as well. It just gets really fucking nasty, dude. So, put it up there. Like, she just had such a fucking kindness relationships that doesn't fucking do anything good for her. Just gives money to fucking shitty children and make them come back for more. Ha ha ha. Should have been realizing instead that everything costs money. It's better to save up something to own something. In the end of the day, to have more options to like move out. Because moving out is like a completely different perspective of life. Like you're in a different location, different people surround you. They're not going to be better, but it's different and potentially going to be more comfortable. It's like rolling the dice. You can roll 1 or 2 or 3, you know, and you don't actually know the value that you rolled of like what would happen if you rolled again. Would you get something more? Would you get something less? That's the ability of moving out to a different apartment. You can roll the dice again, and it could fucking be a perfect fit. You might even accidentally get some kind of like local job or something, like, or find a friend. Perfect fit with like crazy bonuses. But nope, we didn't save up money, we didn't give a fuck about any of these things. In fact, when I came back, my mom was kind of in debt and had to ask for friends to help her, basically. So, plus 1K, I came back. I could have covered some debt, but I would have gotten my money drained even more. I came back with $0. All right. Usually people go to UK to earn money. I was cooked. Okay. And literally got myself with a 0. And again, suicidal thoughts of like, well, I'm coming back. Nothing good is going to happen because of that. So might as well, you know, hit that rock bottom. But I never hit it. I never fucking hit it. And I'm grateful as I can be. Anytime you get close, you get fucking shivers to talk about. And if anyone cares, I will talk about them, you know, but a lot of people struggle even more, like rock bottom people can be found, right? Well, it's not that simple, right? People who almost hit rock bottom, it's harder to spot them. It's harder to notice them, right? So the debt is not why I'm reducing the amount of or increasing the amount of fucking damages my mom did. The debt, first of all, shows negligence, and shows negligence on very particular thing of what she fucking likes to do. Apparently, she was working not just as a cleaner, but she loved it very much. She was addicted to cleaning shit. So, that is tough to realize that like her job was a little bit of a gimmick. Her secret sauce of what annoyed me the most, and she wasted so much hot water just for nothing, basically. You can take a sock and just fucking pour hot water all over that sock for 5 minutes, basically. A hot, a whole hot tub, basically, for the clothes that you wear every week, potentially. Like, she was wasting fucking water without no concern. Going into debt, no concern whatsoever. And she was going to debt, another reason, because she eats a lot. So she was going to debt even though she already lived through the same thing happening to my dad. My dad was going into debt. So both of them just prove how fucking toxic and disgusting they are with money. They have no idea what they're fucking handling, basically. Yeah, instead of just like growing up and being in someone's basement, I became a life coach. I became a life support man. You know, I'm training all these skills, and I still gonna fucking cut the cord and fucking send them to jail anytime I fucking can. You know, for the abuse, for all of this. That's not me. I'll send any amount of people I have to jail just because they fucking put me with all of these problems. That's not me, bro. You will evaluate me a very different way. I don't even know if I have flaws anymore. You know, that's the biggest problem. And the difference is the abuse. The difference is the abuse. Just because I gain money, just that's a job, right? But no one's gonna treat it as a job, and it becomes abuse. I don't have the job title. I don't have the recognition. I'm just still another government leech, basically. My family's just government leech now. That's the label. Even though I'm the one like keeping shit together, at least with the money we get. You know, try to keep cost low when I go to buy food. Because my mom would just double the fucking bill easily. It's very easy right now to get lost in the sauce and accidentally buy something twice as expensive. So easy. So in a way, like I have to restrain her all the time. I have to tell her what to do all the time. She doesn't listen all the time. She says no all the time, rejects the new things that I give to her, new technologies. It took me time to force her to adopt things basically that are good for her, and she enjoys it now. But it's still a conflict, especially today. Today, a conflict is she wants to again wash something that I already washed. Doesn't ask any questions. Just wants to do her whatever she feels like. She doesn't communicate with me. That's impossible, right? It's kind of mind-boggling that people like that exist, bro. Doesn't say a word, doesn't fucking ask questions, just does her thing, and I have to stop her, and I have to fucking yell because holy shit, did my mind explode? She still put one fucking piece into the washing machine, and a washing machine you can hear the washing machine just like you can hear a party. That's how loud it is. She put one piece and it's like, that's it for 2 hours. Let's fucking run the washing machine. What the fuck is going on? I washed this piece. It was already fucking wet. And she's, no, you're not doing it good enough. You don't fucking know what I did. You don't know what I did. But it's so disgusting, bro. It's so disgusting, bro. She has a mind of her own that I have to stop and fucking whip basically from touching things that she's not supposed to touch. It was just so devastating today that like it's still so bad. The evil is so rooted. It's so overflowing. You know, all this abuse, all of this boomer basically caretaking that I have to fucking pull out of my ass, even though I'm poor. And most importantly, she's just useless. She has no social fucking value whatsoever, and she can even be used as a scapegoat by other people who think they have to talk to her and not to me. You know, that think that she is more responsible of a person than I am. People can still fucking roleplay their boomer magic of like, oh, she's older, so I go to her when I want to talk to someone. Suck a fucking dick, bro. Bend over. It's not how it works anymore. She can't take care of nothing, bro. No, nothing good is gonna come out. But they don't understand, you know? It's the boomer magic, the mystery. the age-old mystery of old people. That's right. Old people taking care of things. Well, she can't do that, unfortunately. And it's like the way I like it sounds like I'm just becoming more mature, right? But the way I go through maturity is I get fucking dragged. All right? I bleed all over the place. You know, life fucking drags me through one problem after the other of like, well, and there's no slowing down. That's how I get maturity with bruises, trying to shrink the demon-sized creature that gave me birth. All right, just shrink it down a little bit. Every day, I try to contribute to shrinking the fucking monstrosity. You know, chewing on this thing, so it doesn't bother me as much. There was a time, there was a critical moment that I couldn't fucking assess exactly what I was doing, but I fucking slammed into her face pretty fucking hard. Alright, I lost patience in the middle of being a teenager. I got probation for that thing, you know. But no one understands, no one can fucking evaluate this. It's just like, well, it's crime, so you do the time. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, where to ask for help, if help exists. None of these things are available to you. It's just pure silence. And just because people fucking create like phone lines or some bullshit like that, it's completely useless to me. And there were more moments like that that constantly added to the fire, basically, to where court is so fucking chill, calling me a danger to society. They pretend that domestic fucking violence or potential domestic, like, all of it just kind of like is labelable in the first place, that you can understand who's the bad guy, who's the good guy based on just violence and how people domestically follow the rules. That fucking makes no sense whatsoever. People have privacy and everything is upside down, basically. You know, a child who learns absolutely nothing about self-defense will use excess amount of self-defense. I'm sorry, bro, if you didn't fucking learn that. But no one's going to teach the system of how life works. Because the system constantly changing. And now, again, we live in a world of privacy. Everything is upside down. Domestic abuse is not equivalent to real life crime, to getting out of your way and fucking losing other people. It's just completely different and should be treated so much fucking differently. Especially if a child does it. I'm not saying I should have been enabled to do more violence, but I shouldn't be, towards the path of getting abused by the system as well as a solution to everything, right? They can't recognize nothing. They can't understand anything. They can't fucking help people. The system is fucking useless. But it has to recognize that all it did is just punish me. And it's like, okay, boomer. I guess there's more boomers out there, isn't it? Who fucking completely clueless what they're doing. Now, the system was actually able to drag my mom into hospital, to hospitalize her. It was able to do that. It showed some interesting colors, but it's just 10 times more scary that it's able to do that with such ease, basically, to kind of arrest person and sort of coerce them into signing bullshit, and then they have to spend time in a hospital. And if I don't take them, basically take them in, they're gonna stay like twice as long, potentially. God fucking knows, dude. It is just like bad parents are gonna show you the demon world, basically, that just like is absolutely there. in full colors, basically. Horrible parents will just throw you into rock bottom, and holy shit, is that the scariest thing that I can't even comprehend. What do you do in those situations? And this is just the tip of the iceberg. But I'm not collecting pennies for this video. You know, tip of the iceberg, like just so much damage, bro. So much damage. So much conflict. So much, bro. So much. We're not even getting to the meat of like bad decisions that my parents did. That financially are bad decisions that could have done something better. Like I heard my dad like destroyed a car, got into a car accident. Like imagine, bro. Holy shit. Not to mention that he owes us in general because he had to burn fuel through the winter. So that's fucking stupid. I hope that good people continue growing, continue surviving while the bad people rot in hell, basically. Until we only see the good people surpass the bad people. This has to happen at some point because it's devastating for me to just continue this pathetic life that my parents gave me. I need to escape from this cocoon that just is wasting money, is wasting all this value, is wasting my efforts. The ship that constantly is sinking itself, and I have to patch it and scoop out the water. But the damages have been done, right? The ship is not fun to sail with anymore. And with all this effort wasted when other people flex whatever the fuck they have accumulated in life is just, it's vomit. It's vomit-inducing experience looking at other people who just then will never have the experience that I have, trying to juggle fucking level of insanity. High level of insanity. I'm not gonna lie, I think my friends would also total a serious amount of damages. Yeah. Friends. They would steal, they would rip me off in certain conditions. I would just give them free things. And even talking to them counts as a waste of time. Well, my parents don't talk to me, so at least they don't waste my time in that category, even though it would be nice, which is like, it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, talking to me would not be a waste of time in most circumstances. I think my parents would be interesting to talk to. They are always interesting to talk to in that sense when they open their mouths properly. But when I spend time on friends, that shit, I want a refund on this one as well. Maybe I'll have to talk about it at some point. But if you're wondering what else I have dominated in my life, that one. I fucking lived a life. I lived to tell the life. And I am not panicking just because I'm stuck in a fucking room. It's fine. I will stay in this room until the day they die. No, I probably am willing to move out. Maybe it's just gonna naturally happen. I'm not gonna move very far. Oh yeah, my dad and at least my dad informs me of like, well, your mom has a lot of wealth actually, and you probably can't convince her to just kind of leave you that amount of wealth. He's not wrong. I don't know what to do with it exactly, but yeah. There's stuff sitting in bank account, there's stuff sitting as a piece of land, and there's the place that I can move to. I have property. Alright? If I make it work, it works. And that's a big fucking deal. I can already smell the potential that a lot of money is being wasted because I'm not inhabiting that property right now. That it could solve a lot of my problems. But it's something like my parents, especially my dad, should have been investing into just like making it habitable. Now, I wouldn't want to live with my dad, but he could have done a little bit to nudge my problems away. Even built-in security, all this like basic stuff, fucking would make a difference. Now, you might be wondering, what is the grand total? Because we still have to turn it into like real currency. I'm gonna give it a 1.3 because not everything is pounds. Some of this is euros. Maybe like this, 25. We're talking about $14,000 in damages that they owe me. All right. And it's probably covering only 50% of the amount of suffering I went through and the amount of negligence and lack of skill that they possess, just throwing shit around. Like, I am concerned about bad decisions as well. And I am concerned about bad decisions way more because I talk about self-improvement. Bad decisions are way worse abuse than whatever the fuck this is. It's almost like insignificant. The amount of cigarettes you smoke then becomes a consequence of like you are a weaker person, you are a mentally weaker person, you know, you don't have as much time making good decisions like giving advice to people. You're not very social, you're not learning new languages. Those are like the bad decisions that fucking root into a whole different beast. Because money is one thing, but bad decisions is lack of investment into yourself that produces gaping hole where money just leaks out all over the place. And it's hard to even catch all the fucking holes basically inside your body. You need a good fucking scan on that one. And imagine, above all this, my dad still has like 13K in his bank account. I will disclose this. Guys. He gets beaten up and all this money gets stolen, and I don't know what the end of the story is for him, because he doesn't give a fuck about telling me that. And it's like, man, you're just fucking teasing. You're just pissing me off even more. Just wasting more time and effort. So that's what's going on. It is really, 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 really bad parenting that I had to fucking crawl through like a fucking cave. And people like me and like anyone else who suffers through this and can tell the full tale, they should be, you know, more respected. Absolutely. There's actual reasons to respect other human beings just because they can tell their story. You know? Even if they don't have much. This is the thing that you might be able to extract from some homeless people, some people in rock bottom. It's not everyone, you know, some people deserve rock bottom. Some people are there for a good reason. And you might figure out why, even if it's not obvious. But I 100% don't deserve this. It's just like capitalism is very difficult for me as well. As a thinker, I don't want to search for things. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to. As a thinker, I have to fucking sit here and be like, well, you have to knock on this door and that other door and that other door. And knocking on the door is not enough. You have to come up with a spell, you know, that earns you money or gives you a job. And just like, you have to try these different things. That's the only way you can succeed in capitalism. You're grabbing opportunity every single day. You grab 10 opportunities at least, or you're leveling up the opportunity, fucking grabbing bullshit behavior. Capitalism is devastating to me, because like I'm like, what? What are we doing here? Where do I go? No, every door is a mystery. Every time you knock on just a different door, and it's a mystery, and the spell you cast is also a complete mystery of what you can get from that specific door. Have fun, my friends. Welcome to capitalism. I will talk about it in the K-pop drama, so see you guys then. Do you respect me now? Did you subscribe?